Good. We are live.
We're live. Andy,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Good.
Nice to see you again.
You are climbing the
It's been a
mountain, I
while.
see, in your
I'm still
background.
here at the base of K2, just
Base
waiting
camp.
for
That's a
yeah,
base
just
camp, huh?
yeah, exactly. Just waiting for you to come carry my luggage up the mountain for
Right,
me.
I get you. I make you bigger. We want to see you here. Landon Sterling, in live from the
Yeah,
Himalaya, K2 in the background. In
yeah,
fact, reality is he's in Austria.
yeah.
Where exactly?
Andy's at home in Biel.
Where
Okay.
exactly are you in Austria?
I'm in Tyrol. The exact coordinates are a national secret, but
But you have only 800 meters to the lift, just to make it clear. He's a powder spoiled kid.
yeah, exactly. It's only 800 meters to the lift, so I get to test out all the watches, and when Andy comes out, he gets to try
Yeah,
them out. But you also have some mountains close by
I
too.
think for snowboarding we do not need many testimonials. We can do that by ourselves.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, but we're not here to talk about snowboarding
No,
today.
no.
No, it's the second pre-order round of K2 movements, Supersede, all that stuff. And yeah, we've had a pretty good pre-order so far. It's going until tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, this time. And yeah, and we've actually had a lot of questions come in. We actually had some new parts arrive. So today we're going to be showing some new parts and talking a bit more about the development, and obviously answering any of the questions that people have in the comments in the chat, and also addressing some of the comments that have come up in the forum post that we've recently posted. So Andy, you want to take the stage?
I need to adjust you a little bit here first. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And don't worry. I'm looking to the left side this time because new monitors.
Yeah.
Still some ongoing tech exercises, as you know us. Our friends here. Bring them in.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we are progressing on the tech side all the time. Yeah, I have put together a little menu and I have brought together all the parts which were coming in. But we don't use a lot of slides today. We agreed on that because we think people want to see parts coming in and look at the dials and look at the case improvements and look at where we are and so on and so on. So basically, yeah, we should start talking a little bit about the current pre-order situation. How much time do we have left? Let me look at that.
Yeah,
You
so
go to our
pre-order,
website.
as mentioned.
By the way, a beautiful website.
We got a countdown.
Thanks to Dan from Anakin and Landon who pushed through this beautiful website. And there's a countdown.
And Leon.
And Leon in Vienna, by the way. Yeah. So we are spread out. Yeah. 20 hours to go. We are happy. Everybody is welcome, and I think it's worth to invest into the product and join the party, and we will keep you updated for the next couple of months with each and every small detail which we think is worth reporting about. And I think we are getting close to becoming a TV studio, kind of. So with all our,
we just have to.
More cameras.
Andy's got more monitors. How many monitors do you have in front of you today, Andy?
3, but I'm waiting for my setup here to become 4 monitors. So I don't need to look to the left side in future. Because I have no operator here, I'm alone in the office. Nobody's allowed to go online, so I need to do it by myself.
Hopefully I'll be there next week.
Yeah. You are always. I appreciate you sitting beside me. That makes things a little bit more easy.
Yeah.
What I also wanted to say is, so please continue to pre-order, help us to raise more money so we can buy more parts, we can have more stable quality. That's the whole purpose of the whole project. And what we also should talk about quickly, we had this Tourbillon 1, thanks to everybody who donated money in our, how do you call that, fundraiser? Yeah. It's a fundraiser. Wait, let me switch that here. We raised 40,000. In total, this makes. Wait, I change it to another place, to the top. So like that, we raised 40,000 US dollars, Swiss francs, whatever you want to call it. It's the same anyhow. And sent 7 tons of food to Ukraine. basically to Poland, and then World Central Kitchen takes care of the rest. And the crowd farming guys from Spain, Madrid, helped to get this, and mainly it was oil and rice and of course fruit, but the oil and rice thing was more important at this time. Yeah, so thanks to everybody, and it was, although the cause is sad, I would say it was a very exciting project, and we're happy to having been able to fill a truck. Yeah.
Yeah, and for those who missed the last one, we've had a few people asking about it, who had won. We're going to do a recap next week after all the Supersede pre-order madness is over. I'll do a recap, announce in the forum again who all the winners are. There was Stephen from Canada, we had Ian from the UK, there was Eckhart from Germany, there was Shin from Hong Kong, and we also had another Stephen from the UK, and Richard from Switzerland, who sounded like he might be from the UK. and yeah, all those. It was interesting because a couple of those individuals were actually customers that supported other projects of ours.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see that they had won something in return for their support of the other projects that we had going. And we'll recap all the details on, again, all the countries and everybody who took place. And another thing I want to do is I had somebody reach out to me in the emails recently asking if we'll do a recap of just how many Supersede have been sold, which dial colors and all of that. And I plan to do that as well. We did that with the Tourbillon 1 pre-order, so I'll definitely put that together. It's pretty interesting to see, because what I've noticed, and actually Sue, Andy's wife, had noticed, she pointed out, is that the what people have voted on actually was a little bit different than what actually transpired when it came to actually ordering product. And so that was, Jetstream Gray, for example, was one of the lowest voted upon color options, but it actually turned out to be third highest, or the number 3 dial that was ordered. So it was actually pretty interesting to see how that all transpired. So I'll compile that next week with a little update. And as we move into the next pre-order round later in August, we'll have some more data for you then too.
Yeah, and we have all the dials here. I also have the previous dials from the previous run, so we can compare a little bit and see our progress. Basically, finding colors is always a nightmare. That's a difficult thing. Do you see, you watch the comments, huh?
Yeah, I'm watching the comments right now. We have Adrian, okay. Congratulations. I've been following WCK on social media. They are doing incredible work. Not quite sure who WCK is. Adrian? Maybe you can tell us what you mean, because I'm in the dark there. But yeah, we have one comment right now, but are in the chat. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. But Andy's going to dive into some of the dial colors here now.
Yeah, I think we are switching into a different screen now. You are on the right bottom. I can make you a little bit bigger here. I make myself, because we want to see stuff. Yeah, here we go.
All right, ooh, the Atoll Blue. That's the new one.
Yeah, that's Atoll Blue. Jonas was just putting it together right before I started. He's not always very happy when we are in a rush, and he needs to put together stuff just for a life. But he understands that it's necessary. He would rather try to work more on it and de-risk everything. And yeah, that's basically, I show him just half an hour before, he looked like that. So that was him.
Yeah. So basically, Jonas was getting this particular movement just ready for you for this watch, just in time for the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work properly, because he just put it together and said, I need that dial in there, I want to see it in there, and we want to see if everything's okay. But he didn't have time to do any testing or stuff like this. So it's okay and I think I will show you something else, how serious things are here when I switch back to my Blackmagic screen. So just to make sure, yeah, we have movements.
Don't spill that, trader. There's a lot of movements there.
Movements. So that's what Jonas is working on, trying to put all stuff together. in order to enter more testing stages and figuring out all the small details which need to be ironed out during the next couple of months. And so we need to destroy a lot of movements, and this in between I need to ask him, hey, I need a couple of watches for shooting, I need a couple of watches for doing other things. So and then we distract him a little bit.
Yeah, because in up until now, we actually haven't had any real media coverage with any of the movements and the watches in metal form. So everything that we provided in media was months ago at the beginning of announcing Supersede.
Yeah. And
now we're finally getting to the point of being able to get watches to media and enable them to test them over a couple of months. And then that will, by the time we're into our third pre-order round, which is in August, everybody will have been able to see all the colors, all the different bracelet finishes, and get a real sort of unbiased opinion from the media, and be able to draw some further conclusions. And of course, as we've mentioned before, if you see a dial color that you want to change later on, you can do so. You can do that up until July. After that, we have to finalize our production to make sure that we order exactly what is on order, because we are very, very, I guess you say, stringent on our inventory, and that's how we're able to deliver such a great price on the product, is by keeping a close tabs on inventory.
His beard, by the way, is pretty long. And yours too.
His beard, yeah, mine is too. I thought about trimming it up for today, but I thought, hey, it's nobody will notice.
That's a pretty long beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so, this is a movement which is effectively in the watch, which is here. That was just before, half an hour before, not in that watch. So I'm sorry if some stuff doesn't work or it doesn't turn right now, but we can get a good feeling of how it should be. Let's look into the dials. As you can see already, glass color makes the majority of difference. So the Atoll Blue is specifically probably the most difficult one to dial in, because all these colors are kind of pastel colors. And you will see now, depending on the light, things look very different. And then you add a glass or increase the brightness of the camera, things come out completely different as you think. But I can, and I would try to, I think the most important thing of this live is to get an idea of where we are. For example, it's whitening out. The white is white, so I need to turn down the light if you want to see that in a different light. But we can probably the gray is interesting, as you said, Jetstream gray. I have the old one here, just to see from where we come. That was it before. You see that? Now getting close, and all of a sudden you see...
Yeah, everything's looking good. So the one on the left is the final production, the one on the right is the initial one, because we had it a little bit too dark.
Yeah. What did you say?
Because initially we had a little bit darker. It was a little bit... it just didn't have that...
It didn't have this real grayishness.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's a bit muddier, maybe.
Yeah.
Now it's really, really a beautiful gray.
It's perfect. I think really in the watch, it looks perfect. We had it already in a watch and checked it. Imagine the glass again changes the whole game again. Then let's have a closer look at. I take that away so that people don't get confused. I can touch it like this because it's anyhow not being used and broken feet. So these are the two blues, which many people are interested in, of course. Yeah. So, the dust. There's the dust. I have that dust here, Watchmaker's best friend.
That one's actually mine. I think that's yours. Best friend too.
Photography guy for the photographers. Incredibly nice blues. It's a blues. This the transatlantic blue is really a dark blue, but when you look at it from a picture and you don't, or you look at it from far away, you might think it's close to black, but it's not. So when you go far away and then here you see it, it's a real blue. And this atoll blue, and we took out a little bit of the too much blue in order to avoid baby blue problem. You know, this kind of. It is important to choose style colors in a way that you don't get bored over time. If it's too much, then you don't want to look at it after a while. And having 20 years of dial experience, this was the decision to be made to get it a little bit not as bright baby blue style, you know. And I think we found a very good trade-off between blue and some lightly gray and grayish feel, yeah. So
yeah, that dial sampling is so frustrating. I don't know how to.
It's a war.
It for so long. It's a battle.
It's
and,
a battle. Everybody has a different opinion. Yeah.
It's maybe just not the right one. And it's like, well, do you know what that means? It means.
I mean, just the
grain,
for example, just the graining of the clear coat to make it matte. The different matte coating will create different blues and greens and blacks, just because of the top, because the light reflects in a different way. I hold it a little bit like this, so you see also the other blue, how it changes when I change the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the right one looks totally different, and the left one comes a little bit in more greenish, just because I tilted actually the tray.
Yeah, and also when you put that thing in the case too, with all that, with the highly polished
glass and everything,
as well in the case, and yeah, the glass, it just
the glass
adds
again. The glass adds again a little bit more glossiness, and then it looks again totally different. We can switch the camera probably. By the way,
you got another one on the wrist?
No, I have this one on the wrist.
Okay. Oh, you had a multiply on the wrist today.
Yeah, where's my focus point here?
There you go, right there.
Take that off. I'm moving out of the picture.
Yeah.
Out of the picture here.
So, Andy, one of the things that just recently came in this week were the hands. I haven't looked at the I can't remember the order you had for the presentation today, but is that the next thing we discuss?
I wanted to look at the other dials. Wait. Green, boreal green.
Oh yeah.
Incredibly nice green. Let me see if I get a different light here. Okay. See another light.
And, everybody in the comments, thanks for commenting. WCK means World Central Kitchen. Andy.
Okay.
Adrian, let us know that.
Okay. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, they are doing incredible work. It was really great to know that the food that we were able to donate is going there. So it's great to see that. And update on Turbine 1 production. I mentioned in the comment already in the chat that we'll get to that a little bit later on. We can provide a little update.
Just got 40 sets of base plates today from our new supplier. Yeah. So machine works, tool works, everything works, and we are setting ourselves up to push through the rest of the production in one shot, pretty much. Still need some other programming, but we are very happy, and I think this should go well now. Less friction in the game. And then we move a little bit further here. That's black and white.
Black and white. Black we had in the first round. It was actually the least ordered dial color as well, and I think one of the least voted ones, so they didn't make it through into the second round. That's why we have excluded it in the second order of the pre-round.
One.
Yeah.
Second
order of the pre-round. That didn't make sense. Second round pre-order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam, good to see you as well here. Thanks for joining. And what else do we have here?
There's something interesting
Adrian.
here.
Adrian's asking for some of the bracelets. Do you have any bracelets with you today, Andy?
Yes, yeah, sure, coming.
Okay.
These are
So
the
we'll get to
old
those
ones. You know, this one is the old tiles, huh?
Yep. Yeah,
Just
the
to
new one
see
is definitely more boreal.
Yeah.
It's hitting the right green point that we wanted to go for.
Yeah. Yeah, good. So
Okay.
that was the
So-
tile things. Shall we have a look at the
Okay.
hands first, so that you see we got a new round of sample hands. Don't be scared because they are getting big when I magnify them. You know,
So
this is
green looks
very-
fantastic. The gray is quickly becoming my favorite. Yeah, it
Yeah.
became a favorite of a lot really quickly too.
So here
You got the
see-
hands there, hey?
Yeah, I just need to, this is light, from light point of view, that's super difficult here. And that's a super luminova orange, you know, that is really glowing orange. And that looks very good.
And so on the
it's-
left, you
my
have the
camera
power
is-
reserve.
Yeah, that's the power reserve, matte. Funny
Yeah.
thing is, you know, when you get that close on such a small thing, you see actually the sandblasting.
Oh, cool.
That's how it looks on the magnifier. I mean, that stuff is small, huh? Here's my finger,
Yeah, super small.
my fingernail thing. So it's a
Wow.
small thing, and that's actually painted with superluminova. And that's
Okay.
the diamond cut thing, and on the tip you have the painting. Huh?
Yeah, the edge is beautifully finished on that, hey?
Yeah, that's a very good supplier. They really know their stuff. They really know. They are specialized on diamond cut hands. So, and I have the other hands also here, because last time we mixed them up, you know, they were wrong.
Yeah, so the samples that we've been showing actually online, the hands have actually been reversed in their position.
Yeah.
So everybody knows. So we'll go back to the hands on the watch afterwards, and we'll show how they are actually set up to be.
So like that. So when you see when I take away the light, it's getting black. But it's not black, obviously. It is diamond cut, and now you see it. So
Oh yeah,
it's
look
really,
at that on the right. Yeah.
It is really like that, but you, without the right light position in exactly one spot, you actually don't see it. On the left, it's sandblasted. It's matte finish, but it looks like really sanded. So there's a very clear contrast, but it's not annoying, and that was what was the thing which we always said. You can't. I mean, it's a traveler GMT. This means you actually use it on a regular basis. The GMT hand is underneath the local hour hand. When you go somewhere, then actually you adjust for the local time, and the home time stays with this matte hand. So you don't want to have this so prominent, but you want to clearly be able to read it. Huh? Okay, so are we? Yeah, and then there's a big hand here, the minute hand. Same thing, nice, super sharp cut. I mean, this is really high level hands manufacturing here.
Just don't get your hands on the hands there.
Yeah, fingerprint.
Yeah, no fingerprints.
So that you can see that, probably we can look at it here. These are the same hands, just installed there. Of course, a lot of reflection going on here right now.
So right now the home hand is underneath the local hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, a little bit dark. Sorry, wait,
There you
my
go.
camera coming
Brighten
back.
that up a bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
It's good there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a dummy. Movement is in here, you know. Shall I actually show how to set them?
Yeah.
Shall I do that here under the camera? I think that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen it in person yet either. The new hands on the dial.
Yeah,
Because
that's it.
I'm removed, so I'm just as excited as everybody else to see it. Seems like that top-down camera is a little bit at an angle, Andy.
Yeah, it
Is
has.
it? Or,
It has. Otherwise, I
yeah.
see the camera head in the glass.
Oh, okay. All right,
That's
gotcha.
the problem. So it's not 100% round when you look at it. So currently, you have actually you can set the time normally, yeah, in a regular way, like you would do that with every other watch.
That's in the last position.
That's in the last position, position number 3. So let's say it's a 5:45, or let's say it's 6. Then I go in and I choose the first position. Then I would decide, is it actually, then I actually travel with my top hand to where?
Mm-hmm.
We travel forward.
Yeah, you travel
to Taiwan.
forward wherever you like. Yeah, jump ahead 6 hours or so, or let's say 7, 8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a little bit of movement with the minute hand.
Yeah, that's from regular prototyping stuff.
Yeah.
Teeth, gear play, these kind of things. This is the job for the next month, several months, to reduce that effect, to make sure the tolerances are getting tighter and all that kind of things. You can not get completely rid of it during setting, but the job is it's a mechanical watch, at the end of the day. We have to be clear on that. And there's a lot of stuff going on. So now it's actually 8 hours forward, and usually, we have a quick corrector now backwards in the first position to adjust the date. And that's very comfortable. So you don't need to get around with the hand all the time in order to set the date on a GMT.
Yeah, and some others you have to keep continuing crossing midnight.
I mean, usually it's just probably one more, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you travel forwards, then obviously you set the date like that. And then you have the push crown, push it in.
And then there's a winding position as well.
And there's of course you can wind it, but it was wound by Jonas, but I think because he didn't check it, so he didn't make it run and just assured it that I can show it. Clear?
Can you do a close-up of the hands there, Andy?
Yeah, sure. I just need to make sure that we have the right lighting.
Yeah, because there's previously a lot of folks were asking about if you'd be easily able to distinguish between local and home hand.
I would say
and there's a lot of debate, and you see it here. It's very, very easy to distinguish. And if you're looking for what time it is home at night, the indicator, on the left-hand side at 9 o'clock is actually loomed. So you're able to also see that, and that's slaved to or connected to the home hand.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. It's imagine if that GMT hand would now be colored. It's getting very busy in that watch, out of a sudden.
It's a lot of color. It takes up a lot of real estate.
If you do that color, then you get over it because you are actually getting distracted by that color. You're in New York, and you're constantly, your eye is drawn to your home time, which you probably do not. It doesn't make too much sense. Mm-hmm. So it's better to have it like this, and I think that's also the proper way of designing the watch and the look and the feel of the dial when you have the travel function in use. A caller GMT probably needs to be treated a little bit different, because you probably want to see more often what time it is somewhere else. When you're at home and you look at somewhere else, that's different. That's a different thing. I think we are having a very, very nice watch here. I'll probably put it on the wrist. That strap.
Bring it up. Yeah, just watch the focus point there. Go back a bit.
Yeah.
There you are.
Here.
Yeah, right there. And so if you look on where the rubber strap is, the end link is removed.
Yeah, end link is removed, but this sample still has a problem. You see that little gap here, yeah? But it was because the inside hole was not completely well positioned from the mold. But that's a mold piece already. It's not anymore 3D printed stuff. So this is just not, didn't come out correctly from the mold, yeah?
Yeah.
So you see that.
Yeah, and somebody was asking if it's screw down. Yes, it is screw down. It's a screw down crown.
Yeah,
and,
it's screwed on. So you see that here.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see the crown.
Yeah.
Sits very well on the wrist. Very comfortable. Let me put that on. Okay.
Yeah, and that rubber strap also has the strap lock on the end as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the keeper lock. So the last hole there, if you slide the keeper to the end, Andy, it locks right in there. Yeah, just right there. Yeah, exactly.
Good.
And now it's safely put in place.
Nice buckle, by the way. Nothing from the shelf here. Everything done by ourselves. Incredible lightweight, I have to say. It's this type of watch which you can wear all the time, especially when you work like us a lot on the computer, you know, and you don't feel like a heavy kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty good. We didn't get the latest samples because we ordered additional samples to check how it is without the groove, because we worry that it's also getting a little bit too distractive. Or the stuff on the side of the case. The case is so nice, and we are not sure if we should risk polishing issues and crispiness of the side flank because of that groove. So we need to have a look at that and then decide to go for the right direction. Yeah. Super nice, huh?
It's looking good.
It's pretty
good.
So
one of the questions that we had come up in the forum was how to exchange the bracelet strap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
actually there are screws,
and
torque screws.
Yeah.
I should probably do it here.
Yeah, it's better over on that one. Zoom out. There you go.
It's not the type of screwdriver you can buy in the Home Depot. It's a little bit too small, but it's a standard.
I did buy one in the Home Depot.
That size?
The other day.
This size?
I did, yeah.
Is it so? Do they have such small ones?
Yeah, the one there in Bezel, I went
cool.
at the...
So which means, why did we choose a torque screw? I mean, it's screwed on block, so it's safe. And the problem with non-experienced people operating a slotted screw is that you tend to, you scratch something because it doesn't hold in place by itself. And this torque screw it's a nice shape, it's standard, and it holds itself, it holds the screwdriver in place. So it's very easy with two torque spits to hold it, and one side you hold and the other side you open actually the pin. Super simple. Safe thing. Yeah,
because somebody's asking the reason why we went with that over the like a quick release.
This is a very durable way of fixing actually the first link also, especially when you have a bracelet like this. You know, it comes with a first link, and we have this. Here we don't have a first link, we have the direct connection here. So we thought this is the better way of doing it.
Yeah, and this is actually a production strap now, isn't it?
This is from the mold, yeah. This is out of the mold.
Yeah.
Wait,
you can definitely see the difference there.
Yeah, it also feels totally different. I have the 3D printed one.
Yeah. Somebody was
Also,
asking
yeah,
about seeing the red as well.
you know, it's this one is very, how do you like a very soft.
Yeah, it's almost like a silicone.
Yeah, it's like a silicone, and this really is,
The FKM.
yeah, a real correct. It has this feeling which you would expect because it's from out of the mold, but still some small mold adjustments needed, as we said, in these first link area section. That this is everything correctly done, that exactly the hole is in the right place, that you don't get a, you know, that you don't want to have a gap like that when you bend it over. So these are the small fine-tuning things to make sure that the tolerances and the holes are completely finished. Also, if there's some small minor change on the case in dimensions, so we need to make sure that the mold finally still can be modified a little bit. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, so what's up next, Andy?
Yeah, I have Bracelet here.
Okay, yeah, somebody was asking about seeing the bracelets, yeah?
Yeah. Shall I put it on my wrist?
Yeah,
I can show you. I can show you old and new. Yeah, you know. Let's look at.
Yeah, so you have
old.
both brushed and polished there. Oh, great. Yeah.
Left one is original, and you see already just from the first view, you see already that we changed a couple of things. The edges are more tight. You see that? Tolerances in general are now more tight. So we.
Can you point to where you're referring to? Yeah.
For example,
Okay.
this.
Yeah, exactly. You can definitely see it.
It's less roundish. It's more crisp on the side polish. It is more rigid also when you do like this. You know, this was like a rattlesnake thing. You know.
Yeah.
But it was the first sample. You know, I mean, we are in the second stage, and these middle links are not so extremely rounded off. So they are a little bit more long. They have a smaller radius. That looks much better. It looks, yeah, it doesn't look so shine through type of thing. You don't, because the bracelet needs to move, you know, to be comfortable on the wrist. It shouldn't be too stiff. But if the gaps and the rounded edges have too big radius, then you have the feeling that you get very big gaps here, you know, like here. And that's what you don't want. That this gap here tends to be too big.
So that was the one on the left was the original prototype. This is number 2.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do one more round, eh?
Yeah, yeah. First link here.
And
of course, there's another first link then, because you imagine, there's that thing. There's something missing, obviously, yeah. So there's a first link needed to be put in place, which you fix together with that screw. I have it here. Still packed in protective tape.
all right. And just so you know, the buckle that you had saw earlier on the bracelet is just a OEM placeholder for at the moment. We're still waiting on the
thing which
micro
actually goes
adjustment
in
buckle
there.
to show up.
Yeah, that goes in there, and together with the pin, then you put it into that case like this. Okay. And my fingerprints are all over the place. I'm sorry.
You managed to get your fingerprints all over everything.
Yeah.
You'd be horrible at.
But I don't want to. I mean, I could also wear these, you know, condoms here, the finger thing, finger protectors. But they are pink, and it's kind of looks a little bit strange.
Yeah, that's no problem. We just
we clean it afterwards.
Yeah, and is that the new bezel as well in that case?
That is a new bezel, yeah. Wait, let me cross. No, that's not the new bezel. Wait, I have also old.
Maybe we'll get to that after. Do you have one of the brushed bracelets there?
No, we are still waiting for that.
Okay.
I only got the polished ones in the middle.
Okay, so So brushed is brushed the same on either side, as it is in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, as best I can explain it without having a picture. But if anybody needs any pictures, we do have some photos. I can send them up two side by side.
Bezel comparison.
Yeah.
Here. You see, it's still packed and it still has a cover on top. No fingerprints.
Yeah, just keep your fingers off of that thing.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not allowed to take that, but I took it. So.
Okay. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay.
Looks very good. Much more defined. A little bit deeper from this cut, this etched out section, and the side profiles is much better. Yeah.
Yep. Don't put your fingers on it.
So that's how it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you said more than 20 processes to do the bezel.
Really?
Yeah, in order to get this much more crispy.
It looks way more crisp.
Mattish look on the cutouts, because the problem is you need to protect them when you polish the top. Otherwise you have rounded off edges, so you need to put a protective material into the grooves in order to polish the top, and then you need to remove that protective material again. So otherwise you get this not very crisp look if you don't do that. So we are, I would say we are happy here.
I can see there's already some dust and fingerprints on it, so go for it, Andy. Yeah. But you can really see that it's definitely much more defined now. I really like that. It's looking very good. I'm looking at a bigger screen here, and I can,
with the lights a little bit.
Okay. So anybody have any requests in the chat? It's gotten a little bit quiet here. So just hop in, just type something there, and I'll be sure to answer it, or we'll type you right back. Yeah, you can really see the difference in the 30 as well. The 3, it's significantly more crisp than it was in the original prototype. Or the second, I guess this is the 3rd version of it, isn't it, Andy? The case now?
For sure, 1 or 2 more coming.
Oh, Sue said that there's 30 processes to work on the bezel.
Yeah. That makes every supplier very happy.
And it's a very costly bezel.
Yeah, but we need to insist on that. I mean, it's the same like on the side profile. So we need to find better solutions for the crown protector, because the fixed crown protector prevents the polishing department from being able to make these edges more crispy and sharp. So what we decided to do, we make another sample with actually the crown protector will be fixed afterwards to the case, and then they can treat that separately, and then you get a more defined, clear edges. So that's super important to design, to manufacture at the end of the day. You know, we have no advantage when the manufacturer has some problem doing that. So we need to really think about, can we improve that this part of the case to make it more easy to produce. Not because it's getting cheaper, just because suppliers shouldn't have pain from their customers. You know, it's important that you think for the supplier, because when you do that, then you will be treated preferred, you will get your stuff faster, they will have less cost, they will be more happy, and they will continue to develop more stuff for you. So that's our job as an engineering company, to think for the supplier and together with them to get it through their production. Super important. Okay, so what else?
Adrian says, love the bezel, really appreciate the transparency, and best of luck with the rest of the pre-order rounds. Looking forward to delivery. Thank you, Adrian.
Still waiting for that beauty here, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a pretty rough thing. But that's
Yeah.
our
So yeah. Sorry, Andy. Go ahead there.
that's our deployant. Am I right?
Yeah, you got it
Length.
right this time.
Length adjustable buckle. So you hear the clicking, I guess.
Yeah.
It's built on our blade spring platform. Like people who have our products, they know that it clicks perfectly well. It is, of course, it is a mock-up. So,
Yeah, it's just a prototype right now, and
but
probably by the end of
functionally, it's very good. And we did a couple of changes already, which needed to be done. And the next one will be polished as it should be. Of course, it's just to make sure that the function is correct. I mean, you don't need to work on finish when you are not sure on the function. Yeah.
As I understand, it should be a few more weeks' time before that comes in.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of parts. You know, doing this kind of stuff that's really mechanical art. I would say that's difficult to develop, difficult to make at an acceptable price. You know, I mean, you can make everything when it costs a fortune, but you can't make everything when it should be attractively and well priced. Very, very good design. I think it's really was a good job of the engineer and the supplier who was willing to take on that job.
Can you go into the bezel again, Andy? Just a little bit closer from the, just like that. And go down a bit and stop there.
One is a little bit angular.
Somebody was saying on the CGI, there were 5 blocks per 5 minutes on the bezel. On this one, it looks not aligned. 5 blocks per 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. No, there's 5 there.
But probably because the camera is not completely flat.
Yeah, the camera is a bit at an angle.
The camera is angled, so I can assure you here it's straight. Probably I use a different camera.
Yeah, it's very aligned.
Straight. You see the first 5 index with the uplick is exactly in the middle, correctly centered.
Yeah.
I mean, this one cannot turn. They fixed it because they were missing some parts. He said send us the case anyhow because we need to check it. The next one will be correctly rotating, and probably there's still some play somewhere.
Yeah, the other one.
But that's serious production issues, yeah. So we are still in the prototyping phase, and that's the hard part now. You know, that's the part. Prototyping is easy. Production is the hard part, and that's exactly what needs to be done then in order to make sure that all tolerances are in the right place and everything is correct. And this keeps the team busy for the next several months. But yeah,
at that angle I can see where it looks where he means it looks a little bit off, but that's just the angle of the camera.
Yeah,
and
the angle of the camera, and when I lift it further like this, it goes further off. Do you see that? When I lift it further, it goes further off because there's some room underneath the case here, and the camera looks to the front.
Yeah,
I can do it like this.
See now? Big question. Yeah. Big question that just came up was, how is the bezel manufactured? It said it was 30 processes involved in it.
So first you need to turn it. Yeah, it's a turning process, and you need to make sure that in the rear
Can you explain what turning is, Andy?
From a lathe, bar turning from a bar, metal bar, then you turn actually a ring. Then you need to make sure that you have the technical things from the backside, because there's some click stuff. You need to machine functional things into the backside. Then you need to do etching, acid etching, in order to make actually to etch out the material so that you get the material. So you use photolithographic coverage and some protective thing, and then you etch it out. Then you actually cut the grooves into the bezel. Then you, as far as I'm right, I think then they do matting of the grooves. Then you actually cover that matting of the grooves, and then you turn it over again and polish the top, and then you need to remove this protective stuff again. So then you have kind of a mattish bottom or machine mark bottom, and you have a polished top. If you don't do that, then you have round edges on these grooves, and that's what you don't like. And it looks cheap. So we had a long discussion with the supplier on that, and they, of course you can cut corners, but we didn't want to do that, and everybody agreed that it's worth doing that in detail. Yeah. So I think, here you see now that now it's straight, correct? It's just the problem, but you see now, you see the camera lens. That's why I put it a little bit to the front. Then the lens is not 90 degrees above the watch, but it appears that the index is a little bit off to the outer index ring first 5 minutes, which is not true. It just looks like that.
Yeah. So somebody said it would be nice that the clasp is on the rubber strap. Two different constructions, and with the thinness of the rubber strap, we went thinner with the rubber strap to make sure that it is sporty, more comfortable. There's some more ventilation. When you do a clasp onto a rubber strap, you have to put a hole somewhere in that, and that would increase thickness of the rubber strap, and also it just it could be another tearing point of the rubber strap. And so going with the pin buckle is the safest option, especially for.
And it's also a molding question. We would need additional molds.
Another molding, yeah.
So for different length, that's a problem. I think it's the first rubber strap we make. We did not heavily innovate around a rubber strap itself. We need to play it safe here now. Probably we come up with some much cooler future designs which can easily incorporate that length adjustable buckle design. But we to be honest, we also have to play it safe to a certain degree. Yeah. There's too much.
Just with the bezel the way it is right now, can you just tilt it so it's completely flat so we can see the camera and the lens? Because in the comments, see when it's like this, So go up. So as you can see now, it's perfectly aligned. So somebody said at 20 and 25 minutes, it's no longer aligned, or is this the camera? It's the camera. That does that. It's the distortion based on the angle. And it's just how optics work and angles work in photography or in photography.
It's not completely flat on the table either. I need to push it down there.
So it is all lining up. It looks fine to me. Yeah. Liam, are you going to make the crown guards separately and then screw them on like what Oris does? So the crown guard.
That's the next prototype we want to see, to actually have separated crown guards which will be screwed on. In order, why do we do that? We want to see how much better the surface treatment and the polishing and the edges come out. That's the main job behind it.
Yeah, a few others do that same process as well.
It's basically a manufacturing driven decision also. That's why others also do that. They don't do it because they want to do it. They do it because very likely they have to do it in order to realize a certain design while being able to treat actually the angles on and the surfaces around that part. It's it's I would say a manufacturing requirement if you want to have a very clean polish and finish on these flanks. I think we are coming to an end now, huh?
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else on your list of things?
I'm running out of parts here.
You're running out of parts here. Okay, somebody said the visual distortion is called a parallax error. Okay, I didn't know that one. Yeah.
What is that?
But it's parallax error.
Okay, cool. Learn something.
Yeah, cool. Learn something new. Yeah. So I mean, if anybody has anything else that they want to see
But you
or
see
chat
the camera
about,
is coming in here badly.
So Andy, I had a couple other questions come up in the forum,
Yeah.
and we've answered it a couple times there. Somebody asked, "What is the long-term serviceability of K2? Can it get repaired locally?" Yeah, I'll let you answer that one, because you had a very long answer in our forum.
Since it starts with the torque screws, which you can buy everywhere, and it ends with all other parts in the watch, a good watchmaker will be able to service this watch beyond our existence. I'm pretty sure, because we do not require anybody to buy any specific tools or anything. There's nothing in which a well-trained watchmaker cannot understand. We do engineering for other brands, as you know, and this means we actually, there's a certain interest of suppliers to also work for us and make parts also for the partnerships which we have entered, and there will be more. And this means there will be also more similar parts and same parts showing up in other products down the road, the next 10, 20 years. So we are pretty sure that by this strategy, we increase the chance that suppliers continue to make parts, even if we should, in the very unlikely case, I guess, not exist in future anymore. But I'm pretty sure that we are doing good, and we have made sure that everything is as far as possible standardized, so that a good watchmaker can repair that watch. There's no hidden tricks, no dirty engineering involved. Everything is according to best practice industrial engineering. Same parts, not parts reduction. Everything you do to make it simple and easy to maintain on the long run.
Yeah, and as we grow, I mean,
I have something to show, by the way.
Oh, you do have something to show. So as we grow, we'll actually have watchmakers in various parts of the world. So we already service in Bezel in the UK. We also service in Taipei, in Shanghai, and we're
when you bring
looking
back
at
a watch,
the
if
US
there's
to
a
be
need, we
next.
just pick it up, and it's no problem. And balance wheels just came off the machine, classed already. We bought a new machine to classify the inertia of the balance wheel. So the next step is to actually put the screws in, do the next things. And that's a lot of balance wheels. It's only one of probably 20 or 30 boxes. So we have...
Yeah, those ones aren't gold plated yet either, are they?
No. And
so the next stage is to
some of them probably
plate,
will get other color, like rhodium or gold.
Mm-hmm.
But we have produced the entire production for all these watches for the next year already. So we are already into mass production of the parts where we are 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like that. It's a lot of balance wheels. Not exactly an easy part, eh?
Yeah.
There are not many who can do that.
Yeah, typically anybody who's doing something that they call an in-house movement, they're buying pre-assembled standard sets from somebody else, and we're engineering all of the parts from the ground up.
We are doing this by ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah. So, any more comments here in the chat today? We're coming up to about an hour now. And so I think we're about ready to round things out. Tomorrow, the pre-order is going to be ending at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So thank you to everybody who's pre-ordered this one and the initial one. Anybody who has any questions or had any problems at checkout, I know that there's a few people that are looking for how to do bank transfers and all that. Just send us an email, lostintime@gmail.com. We'll be sure to, myself or Sue will help you out and get that sorted out, and any other questions you might have. As well, Andy and I decided that every Thursday at this time, well, at 6 o'clock, we're going to be doing a live show. So every Thursday, you can count on us to be here and on YouTube.
Get
And
your beers right. I think next time we should drink a beer together, all together.
I think we should have a beer. Maybe some cigars too. That would be fun, eh? Probably set off the alarm in the building.
Tegernseer. Yeah, I will bring a Tegernseer with me, and the alarm clock. I forgot that. Yeah. Here, Arthur, our friend, you are with us, one of our customers. I love that watch.
We're hoping you, when is the minute repeater perpetual calendar moon phase going to be released?
Yeah, it's very easy. We need more people to participate in the pre-order, and you can be pretty sure that we spend all the money on engineering. So
yeah, because we pretty much
get me more engineers, and we will get more cool products, because we reinvest all of that not just into advertising campaigns. We will reinvest it primarily into live and into engineers and into some machinery. So everything is open.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fun to do those things in the future. So we just need more engineers, and with each order, we're able to get more engineers. And what other ones have we said? Okay, waiting to hear on rotor material. So rotor material is still
next.
We'll
for the next couple of.
Yeah, that's the next few months. We
are fighting. We are fighting for our rotor materials.
Yeah.
Heavy discussions with some people who need to supply that.
So whatever it's going to be, we'll work hard to make sure that it is something very special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So
how do we end again?
So I talked to Leon, and he said that we just say thank you, and we end, and we wait a few seconds again, and then you hit the close button.
Okay, so I say thank you now.
Yep. Okay, thank you, Andy. Thank you, everybody else. We'll see you next week at 6 o'clock, this time on Thursday.